Okay.
Right.
All right. So the special group meeting of Group 3 of the Charter Review Commission will come to order. I'm Judy Neville.
Todd Lampert.
Karen Willett.
All right. So we have more minutes. These are the other minutes that we.
Yeah, I
need
didn't
to-
print them out, but I thought we'd just go ahead and,
Okay.
and do the March 4th ones.
Yeah.
I didn't have any.
No, I didn't
You guys
have
have
an
any
issue with.
I'll
them.
make a motion to
All
approve
right.
the March 4th minutes.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor? Aye.
All right. So now it's Health and Human Services Commission. It's our first discussion.
Get through it.
Forgot my glasses, but I think I can see. So I did the same thing that I did last week, just to get out of the discussion. And so the first two sections I think are good. We didn't talk about anything in there that we wanted to change.
I actually had something here, which
Okay.
had a few things. It says that the member shall be electors of the town and the first selectman shall be a member ex officio. And then it says, with the exception of the first selectman, no competition, but it talked about 9 people on the board. And then it says the first selectman is ex officio, and I'm sure that means she's the 10th at this point in time, but it sort of doesn't read that way. So I wasn't sure if we need to clarify that there's 9 elected with the first selectman being the ex for a 10th person.
Oh,
Because I don't know if
yeah.
it reads well with that.
9 appointed, you mean?
Yeah, I just thought it should be clarified.
Is she ex officio on that?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
but it's not the way it sounds, does it?
No, it does. The
It's
members shall be
okay.
electors of the town and the first selectman shall be a member ex officio, right? But shall vote only in the case of a tie. But if there's
Yeah.
9 members, there can never be a tie.
That's right.
That's what I didn't understand. There's
But
something,
Does that include the alternates? That's the
I don't,
number.
I don't think
That's-
they
no.
have alternates. for
Well,
I
that.
then
guess it
it's the
could be
real
8. I
number.
guess somebody
Yeah.
cannot show up.
Yeah.
and there
so,
could be 8.
Yeah. You
But
know,
anyway, I think it should be 9 voted members. I think we should
Yeah.
just fix the language there. That was just something I saw.
Okay.
The other thing is,
9 appointed.
and this shows up in a lot of area. The last sentence says, service on committees of the town is not prohibited by this section, provided that such service does not create a conflict of interest as defined by the code of ethics.
Yeah, that's on every single one.
It is. I just was looking at that language. It's like sort of, I don't know if we should just show it to our town council, take a look at and say, does that make sense to you guys? I would give it to them. And then the other question I had was, when we go to Health and Human Services, they have minority rep language on the same provision, but they don't have it here, and I didn't understand why.
Sorry,
So
Where
if
are you?
So
Under-
on C91,
Yeah.
at the very end, it doesn't talk about the minority
yeah,
rep
it is
language.
inconsistent. Like, you mean some commissions say it and some don't?
Yeah, and I just want to know why. Should all the commissions have the language? Or why does some have it and others don't? I just noticed it for the first time. In this one, it's not there, but when you go to Parks and Rec, it's there.
Yeah, they're inconsistent.
And we have to just figure out why there's an inconsistency. Is it intentional? Or do we drop it?
I don't
just
think so. I think it's a clerical.
I think so too.
Yeah,
So I think it needs
yeah.
to be included here,
Yeah.
was my point.
Either include it here or just have
Or
like
just-
in the preamble or whatever, just
It's gotta be
say
somewhere.
all boards and commissions have to, and then you don't have to put it
Okay.
everywhere.
Just for clarity, so where does this go from here? Is one of you two making this list up?
Yeah, I can
Okay,
make
all
that.
right.
Karen's
All right.
much better at this.
All That's all I had with the 9.1. I also had something on 9.2. I know you didn't. 9.2 says at the end of the first line, all of whom after qualification shall hold for a term of 3 years. Qualification is not defined anywhere. It's not capitalized, I don't know what it means.
They have it in a lot of places.
I know, it just says qualification. So I think we have to have a definitional section of what qualification means.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just like taking the oath or, I don't know.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
if I don't know, and I looked around, I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I agree. I actually did look at that and just decided to not.
I know. I know I spent too much time this week.
No, I think it's important.
Well, I don't know, it is, maybe qualified is not the right word, as opposed to,
Yeah.
maybe it should be,
I think it just
All
probably
them
needs,
after giving a proper oath, maybe.
Yeah,
is
maybe
fine.
or
swearing in.
appointed and served, or appointed or.
So anyway,
and- yeah.
back to legal counsel on that,
All right.
in my
all right.
opinion. And then where are your comments here? So you had one on 9.3.
right. So what I did for 9.3, after our discussion with the commission,
Mhm.
John Knight sent some suggested.
Oh, you have the same
update.
comment I do, individuals in need. That's what I had. I said,
Mhm.
needy persons didn't make
Yeah, so
sense.
that
No.
was, John Knight just asked us to consider updating that wording. So instead of needy persons, individuals in need, and just a little bit of a tweak. So I wouldn't say this is a substantial, like this probably would go, in the revision section as just a
I
minor.
agree. And same with this word, specific instances. You changed it to specific determination. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that I would say is just like I forget what they call it in the draft, but like a minor edit.
Yep.
Because it doesn't substantially change the purpose of that section.
I couldn't
No, but
agree
it
with you more.
reads better.
And then the C9.4 similarly, although I think this one may be a little more substantial, is, I'm trying to think of how to summarize this.
Identify, present, participate.
And sorry, it's going to be hard to read because I
No,
wanted to
it's
include
okay.
exactly what John Knight said, but then I also wanted to say what I think it should say instead, like a little bit better wording. So what's in parentheses? Let me read it, what I think it should say. The commission shall identify the present and anticipate the future instead of keep itself knowledgeable of the, because I feel like that's okay, a little bit of an awkward wording. Shall identify the present and anticipate the future needs and conditions of the health and general welfare of the citizens of the town, as well as the services in the area provided by public and private agencies. The commission shall maintain advisory relationships with organizations and agencies providing services to the town and its residents, and encourage the coordination of public and private agencies and organizations. And then I would take out that having similar complementary functions. I don't think you need that.
Don't need that.
As it deems necessary or desirable for the benefit of the town. So basically, if you just delete what's in the quotes there and add this
No,
stuff. between parentheses.
I actually like what you added there. I think it explains more of what they're supposed to do there. I think it's good.
Okay,
I like it.
all right.
Good job.
Yeah, no,
And this section
that's very understandable,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, me too. I like it.
And this section didn't have, because we had a discussion with Health and Human Services about how what the ordinance says is not actually what they do, but that language that's in the ordinance that's wonky is actually not in the charter.
Yeah.
Like the charter was always flawed. So I don't think that I wouldn't count that as a substantive.
I wouldn't.
Substantial
I don't think it is either. I think it's just to be pushed through by the commission here.
Yeah, because I guess it used to just say possess and exercise all the powers and duties relating.
And it's not good enough.
Okay.
All right, good.
Yeah.
By the way, who's on the call with us today? Are there, how
I
many
think it
people?
was Christina.
Yeah,
Ross.
Christina
that
Ross,
was her.
okay.
Voice,
I
yeah.
think that was it.
Is that
Yeah.
it today?
Is that
Okay,
it? All right.
all right. So I think that's it for section 9, correct?
Yeah, so that was a nice short section. And I don't think there's any.
But
need
I
to
think
make it
those are
longer.
important things though.
No, I
There's a
think
lot of-
there's a lot of updates that are needed. That's junk, but it should be right. It should be corrected.
So we've
Yeah,
got,
minor stuff, but does this reflect everything that Knight wanted in here?
Yeah.
Because that was,
slightly reworded.
Yeah.
because that was what, they felt there was needed to be.
And then we have section 12, right? Parks and Rec.
Yeah,
I had the same thing that you crossed out. Why is it
Yeah.
7 to 11? I think it is just 11, right?
it sounded like that's how they operate. This is the only one in here that's a range and nobody could really explain why it was a
I
range.
don't think it should be a range.
So unless somebody has a good explanation for it, just make it 11.
I think so. It's not like a public company where you can, if somebody loses, it takes 6 months to get somebody.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. I think 11 is the right number.
But it's all full members, no alternates.
Correct.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think alternates are only really for the ones that like you have to get work done in that particular meeting, right?
Oh, yeah.
Um,
And then you have some more on 12.4E, right?
Yeah.
this one doesn't have the minimum, whatever rule either.
No, it does.
Oh, it does? Oh, it's
Um,
under C2. Okay, it's on the second section.
Yeah.
I didn't really think too hard about the 1/3, like the appointment processes. I'm assuming that all of these work. Like it's a 1/3 of the members. I don't know. It seems that this one's like particularly convoluted discussion of that appointment process relative to the other ones, like being very specific. You're going to appoint 1/3 and then, but actually now that I think about it, that's probably because it was a range. So they just couldn't say you're going to appoint three, and okay. I answered my own question there. But maybe we could fix that, but maybe we don't have to say 1/3 anymore. If we make it 11.
I think if you make it 11, you don't have to make it 1/3. Yeah.
Then what does it become? Because 11 is not divided into 3.
It is not.
Like, what do the other ones say? Like, what does Health and Human Services has 9?
Well, this was the added,
So Health and Human Services says 3 members.
Yes.
it just says 3 members.
I guess we should leave
not
it at 1/3.
11 members, yeah.
Yeah, leave it at 1/3, because then it says if 1/3 of the total membership is not a whole number, then the selectmen shall divide the membership as equally as may be into 3 appointment classes. And the
Which is 443, which is fine.
okay. I didn't have anything under the 3. Did you?
So
see anything?
are we,
The 12.3.
yeah. I caught something I wanted. All right.
I think that one's standard. But wait, now that I'm reading that.
Shall choose one of the membership project.
This is another inconsistency, actually. Oh, no, we have that here. Never mind. Take that back. Get that.
All right. Mission shall exercise.
This one doesn't have that privacy sort of clause that the Health and Human Services has because it's not needed.
Where did G come from? You created G and then you took it back out? I don't have, what? Where did G even come from? I don't have G on my sheet.
Where are you?
I wonder if I have an old one I'm looking at.
No, I have G.
The one today?
You crossed G out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. I'm sorry.
Was G not in the original?
No, it is.
Okay.
It is. I was
Um,
looking at something different.
So what I did here on E, this was because we heard from them that they would like eventually to move the park staff out of DPW and put it under Parks and Rec.
Mhm.
I mean, take the maintenance, the park maintenance staff. And I didn't think that we should be saying specifically that, but if we just take out the word, so utilizing the resources of the park maintenance staff, period, and take out of the Department of Public Works. And then that makes it flexible, where that staff is coming from. That makes sense.
I think it should stay in Public Works personally, so I don't know that I'd change that language. And I don't think that was the determination of the ones that interviewed Public Works. We should probably check where their heads are at, which we will when we meet in session. But I think it's worked this way a long time. I think I like the accountability. I like having accountability. I don't know that I would change that. I know John wants it changed, but he doesn't need to, he can still have a reporting relationship in Public Works. It works well.
Okay.
It makes everybody talk to each other. I think it's fine the way it is.
Okay.
What do you think?
I want to read it again.
Yeah. That's not what was said in the other interview.
Yeah, I haven't watched that
Yeah,
DPW
yeah,
one. Okay.
yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
So I wouldn't presume anything on our part.
I'm going to agree. I haven't seen
Yeah,
anything
I'm not.
compelling enough to make that change
either.
from anybody that it's a necessity.
Yeah.
All right.
And, Mose is retired.
You know,
John will be
look,
retiring. I don't think we need to mess with
The
it.
way I've been looking at things, not asking anybody else to look at it this way, the way I look at it is, unless there's like some compelling evidence that change is needed,
And there's something wrong.
there's something wrong.
That's
I'm not
right.
good-
I don't
I don't
either.
feel a need to add my input, like say, I think it should change, but
Not only
But it's-
that, but it's how it's interpreted and it's how somebody wants to play with it later. You don't need a lot of language that's not.
yeah, I mean,
correct.
if the selectmen all came here together, three of them said, we need to make this change and here's
That's
why.
different.
And they
Yeah.
brought somebody in
yeah.
and they said, this is the reason the change has to happen. It's not working. And this is why we need to change it. I'd feel more, but I haven't heard anything.
I mean, my thought on that, and I'm fine, don't have a closely held opinion on this. And I definitely would want to see what the DPW group
Yeah.
says. I didn't want to change, I wouldn't change it to say the park maintenance staff of Parks and Recs. But if you just take it out and not be so prescriptive, then it gives town hall the opportunity to make that change if they want.
It's utilizing the resources of the park, but what is the park maintenance staff?
Well, it's
Staff that are dedicated to park maintenance,
it's mow and
Under
blow.
what commission?
but they
it's
sit under
mostly mow and blow.
DPW now.
Yeah,
So then why would you take it out?
that's right.
That's what I'm saying is.
Yeah.
If they want, right now, if they want to move the people around, because for whatever reason, this says DPW staff. You're basically charterizing where those people live. As opposed to taking that out and then whoever's the first selectman or whatever could move the people around as they see fit.
I still think they can move it around from here.
So she can
Evaluate-
still move it around. Believe me, I did that many times.
Okay.
If there was something, a need, an immediate need, you
Oh,
can still do
yeah.
that. That doesn't
I don't
take
know, I'm
away
glad to
her
hear from other people, though,
responsibility.
All right, so we'll follow up with DPW, but for now.
But I
I'll
think
take
I'd
that
leave
out.
it, I'd just
Yeah.
leave it. the
Yeah, I'd like
way
to
it
hear their
is.
opinion on it.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
don't
and
know
then-
if they came to a decision that day. It didn't sound like that's where they were going either.
Okay.
So I saw you cross this out, right? On
Yeah.
app, saying that Parks and Rec does not create an annual report.
Yeah, and this is something maybe we can talk to the whole group about. Because if you look at the ordinance and such, basically this commission is not doing what the ordinance says it should do.
No, they're not. So the question is, they don't want to do it. Do we want them to? do it?
Yeah.
That's not
So-
our decision. That's the first selectman's decision. But it should be reflected in here if she does or does not want to
Well, here's the problem.
continue
too.
with that.
If you want to take a look at the first sentence, the commission shall submit an annual report.
Yeah.
I don't know what an annual report is.
Well, it was a little, well, he brought one with him. It was ancient. It's probably 10 years old.
No, but.
I don't think
no, but
it's
here's
been
what I'm
done
saying.
since this
Annual-
charter.
Annual report is capitalized here,
I know.
which means it should
I
be
know.
definitional. It's not in the definitional section what annual report constitutes.
No, it was a pamphlet. It was a combined pamphlet of what they do and what they've,
But that's
achieved.
much different than a budget.
But it's really the same presentation that they give in the budget sessions to the Board of Finance after the Board of
Well,
Selectmen.
what's interesting is that.
There's not a big departure, except there's something in writing. You can give it out. Somebody can pick it up if they want to see it.
Well, yeah, and I think
I
that
don't-
what has
Yeah.
evolved clearly is assigning this to the commission versus they don't do that. They don't prepare the budget material. So whether it's an annual report or
That's right.
the slide decks that they do for the budget, it's not the commission doing it. It's the director of public works. That's the big change here.
And
Or
that's-
in
that's
John's
appropriate.
case, he said it was him,
Yeah.
if I understood him right. And he's not doing that. And Tiger's not doing that. So unless there's a compelling reason,
Yeah, so I guess the
and we haven't heard
philosophical
that from First Selectman
question
or Board of
is, should the
Selectmen.
commission be delegating the things that they were assigned to do in the by ordinance? Or should they be doing them themselves?
Well,
I would say,
that's right. That's the right question, but we
for me,
haven't,
by ordinance.
hasn't been done.
that's-
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, come on.
And I think we can just, like, the annual report part is kind of separate. Like, let's just pretend that's the budget presentations, but either way, like the commission, not the commission, but the department is giving an annual update.
Yeah.
As part of the budget of this is what we did, this is how much we spent, this is the new things we did, these are what we built,
Got it.
blah, blah, blah. So I think, let's call that the annual report.
Okay.
And then, but so the question is it okay that the commission is not signing off, because the Board of Ed gets the budget, then they sign off on it and then send it. It's not just Brian, Dr. Leslie doing the budget. That's one
For
example.
me, typically, yeah, they should all sign off on it.
Yeah.
The commission, the person should develop it, should go in front of the commission, everybody should hear it, and they should vote on it and say it's appropriate, right?
Yeah, I mean, we heard from Health and Human Services too, that that's not how it works. So,
But it should.
well, I guess,
So how do we vet this? I mean, do we raise it among, or we
I mean,
just
isn't that
take
just-
out the paragraph
Isn't
for
that
now?
just an extra check and balance by having it
I think so.
approved by each commission? But I don't know.
yeah,
Well, the commission reviews the budget for sure. That is their input that goes into the budget that John prepares or Tiger prepares. Not Tiger, but certainly John. So the question is, that's already gone to the Board of Selectmen for review,
Mhm.
and it's already been, either eliminated or altered or added to. I mean,
Yeah.
do we need the paragraph at all?
well, no, so I was gonna take out F and then this is really unclear the way I wrote this.
No, it's
But,
okay. I
um,
get what you're doing here.
And the
Yeah.
next part was saying, okay, it's not called an annual report, but some sections, so for example, the parking commission has a section on annual appropriations.
Yes,
And that's the thing that I added and started to edit and then crossed out again, because I was like, maybe we don't need that. But you could, it's kind of inconsistent, like Health and Human Services doesn't have anything about annual appropriations, but parking does. So
yeah.
it's just, should we add something like that to replace this annual report statement, or is it really not necessary?
I think it should be everywhere, but that's,
I don't,
With all the commissions.
that's up to.
I just think we have to have some sort of consistency.
I do too. I think we have to vote
It's either
on
they all have to,
consistency.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Again, I gotta go back to our town council. What do people generally do? But it doesn't make sense that some of the commissions are required to and some aren't, for me.
Yeah, I mean, my only example off the top of my head that gets approval is BOE, and they're their own animal anyway.
They are,
So,
they're totally different.
yeah, so it could be that none of them do.
They're like 80% of our budget, right? Or more.
Yeah, but it could be
Yeah,
that
even-
none
even-
of the other commissions do that step, or, own their budget,
Mhm.
or do that more oversight role, and that's fine. I don't know the answer to that.
But isn't their job to create a budget and then ask for the appropriation? No?
Not the commission,
Not the
it's
commission.
the department that's doing it.
That's
I mean, the ordinance, I think I don't know if the ordinances are consistent either. Like maybe some of them say it's the department and some say it's the commission. I don't know if they're consistent either. But the charter is definitely not consistent with that. But if we
So
identify,
which would we recommend? I mean, I think we have to have
yeah, I mean, it's the question of, do we put in the charter what they're actually doing? Or do we put in the charter what,
They're supposed to be doing.
what's they're supposed to be doing should be in the chart.
I think we.
Whether or
what they're
not it's
supposed to be
being-
doing, and I
yeah.
think it's gotta be consistent.
I do
And
too.
I'd also like to see from our attorneys, what other towns are doing with this, but you can't have half doing one thing and half doing the other and the wording different here and there. It doesn't make sense.
yeah, I mean, the Parks and Rec budget, I'm assuming is substantial, not
Sure.
tiny. DPW is obviously probably the
Look,
biggest.
I don't think it's gonna change anything at the end of the day, but we have to have consistency. That's our job, is to create something that is reliable and consistent throughout the entire government, right?
Yeah, so I guess the question is to bring forward is just to simplify all these green lines I've got. Is should this commission have an annual appropriation section? And should that apply to any commission that has annual appropriations? And part B, should the commission be approving the budget?
No, they're
that's
not
given?
approving it. What
No,
they're
no,
doing is
reviewing
they're
it.
approving, recommending it.
Yes.
Yeah.
A big difference.
Yeah.
Yes, I always think
That's a
that
good
these
point, yeah.
subcommittees should be responsible for an appropriation recommendation.
Yeah.
And I think it should be consistent
Mhm.
throughout it, and then it can be shot down or not, because they're in the best position to know what they need. In my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it comes down to a legal question. So I know that the BOE is like financially liable individually if they exceed their appropriations, like that it is their budget.
Mm.
And maybe the way that things have evolved was to avoid the commission legally owning that budget and putting that on, I don't know, I'm making this up.
I don't know, I'm just, like, I sit on a bunch of boards, and all the boards that have subcommittees, the subcommittees are always charged with making recommendations, and then it's subject to the full board review, unless it's administerial stuff, right? So something like a budget is something that I think the commission would take a look at and then recommend it, and then they vote on, they can deny it. That's me, and I think it should be consistent.
I'm not even sure that they review the budget and vote on it. I'm just sitting here thinking, I can't. Presumably they provide input, but most of that budget, I mean, besides the gravel and besides the soil and all the stuff.
But they have to be in the
That's
best
a
situation.
different, but I'm not sure that they do that.
Who's in charge of Parks and Rec again?
Well, it's John Howe, but he prepares that budget. My question is
Yes,
how
so-
much of that is really reviewed by the commission? I'm not sure.
I think it should
And-
be.
huh,
For me, this is how you get checks and balances in government, right?
That's
So-
right.
so he
Levels
goes-
of review.
So he goes and does it.
That's
Then he
right.
shares it with his commission. The commission reviews it. Maybe they find problems with it. Maybe they
Or
don't.
question it.
That's right. They question it and then they come up with it. Then they vote on it. And then they move to recommend it to the whatchamacallit, the department for final vote. That's how I see it.
That's what you would like to see.
That's what I would like to see.
I'm
on-
just
on
not,
every
I'm
commission.
not sure that's the way it's working.
I-
We
I-
can I can call John, I can ask
Look,
him,
all
but
I've-
I don't know.
all I've heard from a lot of the commission members that were there in the CRC is accountability,
Mhm.
right? And that's how you get it. You have government that has different layers of responsibility. Somebody comes up with a budget, they share it with the commission reviews it, they tweak it, and then they recommend it for approval. For me, that's how things should be
I
done.
like the levels of review, but I'm not sure that's what's going on here.
I'm
So-
sure it's not.
So,
Yeah.
so
I
I'm
mean,
a little,
I would
I'm
wanna
a little,
hear from people.
I mean,
on-
either you ask the Board of Selectmen
I'd like to hear from
their
Deanna.
input, or, yeah, their input, or,
Downa's away right now.
Yeah, I'd like to know, like, what are the unintended consequences of putting in that step? And maybe there's a real reason they're not doing it. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I
So
just
think
don't
we just need to
know.
hear from different people, the right people on that question. But so I'll make a note of that. I didn't change anything in all of this more technical method of acquisition of park property.
Oh, yeah, this is something that I think is pretty big.
Okay,
I think to some extent is recollection that when Irwin Park was purchased, there was a bit of an uproar. Not that we wouldn't have purchased it anyway, but I think there were some people that felt that it was done without proper oversight, right?
Mhm.
You mean the
Uh,
purchase?
the
Or
purchase.
or the financing,
The
or?
purchase.
Oh, there's plenty of oversight. My God, it was huge. I think we had 12 public hearings.
Oh, did you?
Oh, God, yes. Go back and look. I mean,
Okay.
this is all misinformation.
Okay.
Of anything we've ever done, that was the most public
But
thing that
but
I
that's not my
can
comment.
remember.
My comment is that in acquiring the property, it just basically says the selectmen, after consultation with Parks and Recs, can ask for the appropriation and the town council can appropriate it, right? And that's it.
is it the
All-
town council or board? of
No, it went
Finance?
to, it was
Board of
absolutely
Finance.
Board of Finance.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, when the appropriation says that,
So you're saying,
I just want to read it again.
It says relative thereto to the Board of Finance, together with a request for special appropriation. And it went to referendum and we asked. that
But
go
it
to
doesn't say
referendum.
here it goes to referendum.
Well, no, but you don't have to. It could have just been passed in.
But this is what I'm getting at.
Oh,
I
okay.
think there should be something when a purchase exceeds X value. 1 million, 2.5 million, 5 million, 10 million, that there's a procedure that kicks in. I don't think our government should have unfettered discrimination.
But I said that at the time. That's why we wanted a referendum.
Yeah, but you did.
But we should have, but I shouldn't have had to be the one to
That's right.
ask for that.
It should be in the
It
charter.
should have been somewhere in some
So-
procedure.
I
Yeah.
want to reach out to council saying, are there other charters that say that when a purchase exceeds X value, something else kicks in?
Well, I would say $1 million, but I would add to that sale as well as purchase.
Exactly.
It should be both. And I looked
So-
for that at the time
So
and there
this
was
is my next thing.
nothing.
This
for
doesn't cover
sale.
the sale of property.
No, it doesn't. And we almost got stuck with that when we were discussing the
And-
police building.
And there are multiple occasions in this town where for the right reasons.
That's right.
The town sells small pieces of property,
Yeah. For the right reasons.
for the right reasons.
But $1 million under, I don't think anybody
Nobody
loses
cares.
sleep over.
That's right.
It's a major building or a major
Yeah,
piece of property or a major.
But I also think we need a provision here that talks about the sale of property, that the town shall have the authority to sell property for less than, X amount.
Yes.
We're just missing something here. in my-
Well, should it be method of acquisition or sale?
I think
of
it's just-
pub- That's where I would put it.
I would
It
just
could
put a
go
separate-
somewhere else
I
in
would
a
put another
separate
section.
paragraph. You would do a separate
C
paragraph?
12:6.
Okay. all right.
Method of sale
It's fine.
of town property. That the town should be authorized to sell pieces of land at their discretion, so long as
Yes.
same doesn't have a fair market value in excess of
Yeah.
$200,000.
Well, I don't know that the sale of stuff goes into the Parks and Rec. Like, this is a very specific acquiring land to make it into a public park.
Okay. I can
So-
see
Well,
that.
that's true. No,
That's true.
that's a good point. That's a good point, but, and that would not, you're right, that would not have covered the police building and property.
Right, so that is
And
gonna go
it
into
wouldn't cover,
finance.
But let's
it
just stick
wouldn't
with this
cover
then.
a parking lot if you did the
Yeah.
same thing.
Well, let's stick with this for
So
a
let's
second.
stick with just the one.
Just this, I
have it
still
separate.
think that once a property is purchased over a certain value, is there another type of review that kicks in anywhere else? I'm curious what other towns do on it. But under
Well,
this,
what did Darien do when they bought the island? That's a good.
yeah, but the way this is written,
Yeah, so maybe, so
That, yeah,
specifically, so right now, let me just interpret this. Right now, the selectmen, the Parks and Rec recommends it to the selectmen. The
Yeah.
selectmen decide, okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
And then they take it to the Board of Finance.
Yeah.
right.
Wait.
And they
This person
discussed it's 20-year debt and they discussed the financing. Absolutely. That's appropriate. And then,
Right,
and then it
goes to
for
town
public
council,
hearings and
Town council for approval. So that's the current process. Special appropriation,
yeah, that's right.
That's
town
right.
council approval,
Yes.
and then the money gets to go to the select. This
That's
is an
correct.
interesting part, and they
And
disperse
they
it.
disperse the money and then you own the property. But there's no limit on it. They could do $100 million purchase right now and there's nothing here to stop that.
Well, Board of Finance and Town Council.
Well, Board of Finance would
Yeah, but
definitely.
at some point, I think there probably should be another procedure. If it's
Right.
over a certain amount, in
Like
my
what?
mind,
So what should that
a
be, like,
referendum.
you mean?
Well, we did that, but should
Should
we
it just
force
be-
that?
I don't think I would add a referendum or crazy,
I-
but.
Well, no,
But if you have.
but you know what?
What
There
about
was
two
60
public hearings? Like a
But there
public
was
hearing process?
66-ish% agreement.
Yeah.
And that gives you a mandate.
Yes.
That says you're not crazy. At the time though, and this is where you have to look at the reference, is that the barn and the property up, which, is now not ours, but that was under consideration at the same time. Board of Finance said, no way. We're considering two properties. This one's close, it's in town. And we moved ahead. A lot of people were really annoyed at that. They wanted the town to purchase both.
Okay.
And this was the only issue in 6 years of Board of Selectmen and First Selectmen. This was the major issue at the time in this
See, but
town.
I'm never worried about the past. I'm worried about tomorrow.
No, but
So I
that's
think
what I'm
1
getting
million
to.
is probably too low.
It's too low. That's nothing
Yeah.
in today's,
So we're talking about if they want to purchase something.
over
really-
5 million.
Yes, over 5
Or
million.
you could do
really
5.
significant.
Yeah, whatever. But
And
it's,
so it would only go to referendum, like, let's just entertain the referendum idea. It would only go to referendum if the Board of Finance and the Town Council both approve it.
Or I'll give you another example. Anything over 5 million has to be approved by 2/3 of the town council, 60% majority. The public hearings,
Right.
but 51% doesn't cut it for me to protect the citizens of the town.
but the town council has, I have to go back and look. Town council has their own rules about that. So that would have to be changed. And I don't know if it was 50%. Well, not in this
I don't
case.
know.
There was only one person that didn't
All I
vote
know
for
is
it.
I think this paragraph gives the government an awful lot of authority to do whatever they want. And the way it's drafted, not the way it's been in practice, the way it's drafted to me, I think is light for the citizens of New Canaan.
So
I think
would
they should have more
you, so
protection.
would you do over 5 million?
I don't know what
And-
to do. I'd like to know what other towns do with large purchases.
The only one I would know of that's really large is Darien-Ann's recent
Yeah, but our
purchase.
attorneys represent every town in the state. I want to
Then
know.
let's put this on our legal list. What do you think, Karen?
Yeah. no.
And this may be.
Let's hear what Christine has to
Yes,
say. She's
Christine.
got her hand up. Yeah.
You have to say, actually.
I just wanted to just highlight that you should also consider the transfer of property or transfer of use of property,
We
Such
are-
as though.
such as assigning a parking lot to another use. It could be affordable housing, or it could be,
Christina, we're just in the Parks and Rec section right now. We're not
Right.
in all acquisitions.
right, but you were discussing the transfer and purchase of property. What should the limits
No,
be?
not
We're
yet,
not.
but we're going to.
We're not.
going to. We're going to have another
Okay.
paragraph.
We've pulled back from that.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
going to do it separate.
That's
Christine,
not in
is it
front, that's not in
always,
front of us right now, but I agree with you.
let me just
Okay.
ask her, is there any other provision in the town council other than over 50% in agreement on something like this? Not that I can remember.
The vote has to be, I don't remember exactly right now, but if we're approving above a certain amount, we have to have a majority, not a simple majority, but a three-quarter majority, let's say.
Oh, you do? So the
Yeah.
75,
Where is that, Christine?
I can get back to you. I don't remember right
All right.
now. I have to
All right,
search it.
I'd like, that would be good
yeah,
to know. Yeah.
So by the way, I agree with you, but for now, we're stuck with Parks and Rec, which is just the acquisition of property. But yes, we were
Yes.
talking about going further, but it's not in front of us today.
But there should be some uniformity in terms of how you apply it to one area versus the
I
entire
agree.
town.
No, I agree
I
with
agree
her.
with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's just not in front of us right now, but I agree with that.
All right. Where is
Okay.
that, by the way? Where would we
Yeah,
put another
and definitely
paragraph?
the sale and change of use. I agree with you.
Probably in board
Yes.
finance.
We have to have some consistency with what we do.
Exactly.
Yep.
Todd, where would we put the other paragraph we're talking about? Would that
It
go
wouldn't go
under?
here. This is
But
Parks
this
and
is
Rec.
Park. It
It has
wouldn't
nothing
go
to do with
Park
this.
and Rec. But where would we put it?
I have to look. I don't,
Would it be Board of
Yeah.
Finance?
It might be, there might be something
Would it be
already in
Board
there
of-
about that. I just
I don't know. I haven't seen
No,
it.
it has, I haven't seen
I'm
it.
I mean,
gonna-
I've read that section, but I haven't read it.
Let's
that
ask the
well.
attorneys that too,
Okay.
on
Yes.
where it would go, and then we can sit and play with the words.
It's just not here.
But not here. No,
Nope.
you're right. This is strictly
So
parks.
just to go to specific to this, we're talking about potentially public hearings and
Supermajority.
We had-
potentially
we had all
supermajority
that.
and potentially
And
referendum.
Which I hate
but we may
referendums,
not
but-
going forward. You're right.
Okay.
It needs to be
And then
somewhere.
some amount, maybe it's 5 million, maybe, I mean, I would want to research what the
Yep.
size of these things have been in the past, so we don't make it too small or too big. right?
Got it.
So then the
So
next
we
section is
okay?
about laws within the park.
Just a second. Let me read this one again.
You know, sorry.
You know, I don't remember seeing anything about the acquisition of property. Like, other than on the parks
Might be in
area.
finance.
I'm wondering if it shouldn't be in finance. I don't think
Maybe it's,
that
I'm gonna
it
take a look
is.
tonight.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
And I definitely don't remember seeing
And I
anything in the
don't
sale of
remember
property.
Todd, or I listened to, I was in on the one where there were 4 other members. Nobody, there was nothing that we looked at that time that I think was discussed
Hey,
here.
Christine, are you on?
She's still on? Maybe not.
If you're on, you can pop in. Christine? Nope,
You want me to send her a text?
no, it's okay. Fine.
All right.
Here, here's
So
your-
there,
Oh,
do you happen to know offhand, because I know you're pretty familiar with the charter, whether or not there is a section on the, another section on sale or acquisition of property other than in Parks and Rec?
It's very limited, and we ran into a problem when Kevin
What
went
second?
to
What
sales.
section it is?
We had to create an ordinance because it wasn't in the charter.
That's what I thought. So we need to get the ordinance
So-
and maybe.
And
it
it's
should be-
it's very limited, and that's a problem.
Okay. No, thank you.
So
Does the-
I can get you the ordinance and I can look at the bylaws of town council and I'll get back to you.
Good, because that's something I want to take a look at.
Yeah, I do
Okay.
too. And I guess the question is, since there's already an active ordinance,
You can
we have
make a
no
charter.
problem
Yes,
putting it in the charter,
that's correct.
which I think we should, but we can take their language, given it's already approved, and expand
We can
on it
take a look at it,
if it's
yeah.
not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's not broad enough.
Okay.
Thanks, Christina. That'd be really
you.
helpful. Because I'd like to see that in there. I was really concerned at the time we didn't
Look,
have
there
that.
are numerous instances where
Yeah.
there are small pieces of land, other things that we either need to buy or need to sell that
That's
makes
right.
sense. And we have to address it so that it's
Yeah.
a uniform process. It's
Mhm.
not haphazard.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean, would it count as just a capital expense or no?
I don't think so. But maybe.
Look, it wasn't discussed in
I
Board
wanna
of
see the ordinance
Finance.
that Christine
Yeah, I
saw.
want to, because we can use that ordinance, extract the language, and it's done. We don't have to create another whole mess like what the historic thing.
does belong in a charter.
I think it belongs in the charter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I get nervous, with sale of anything, because, you've got a magic circle and you've got a historic district, and hopefully we'll do something with the downtown. So there's going to be more issues
Yeah,
come
and I
up,
have no problem with the sale, so long as we have a procedure that's uniform.
and that it makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's not somebody's, like to convert the police department to senior housing. And then, not that you had to buy the property, but you'd have to, that's another sequence that we have to think about whether or not that's in there, is when you review and use town property for a different purpose,
That's
such as
part of the whole
that
thing. I agree.
entire field.
Yeah.
That should be in there too.
I agree.
Okay.
Change of use.
Christina, do you know if that was in there?
No, it's not in there.
Okay,
It's not there.
probably
Okay, we'll
wasn't.
deal with that.
We'll
Okay.
see, we'll see when she,
What's the question?
is the
Is
to
there,
the use of town property, for instance, the field, to create a police department, is that in the ordinance when you are recycling or reusing or repurposing?
change of use?
Change of use, thank you.
I don't think so.
No, it's not,
All right, we'll take a look at it.
All right.
but it should be.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
All right, are we up to
All
town
right.
attorney now?
Yeah, so we need.
Well, I'm fine
Yeah.
with 12.6 because all that is like
I agree.
recommending a law.
I like that, yeah, okay.
All right, yeah. so-
Here's your kettle of fish here.
Yeah. So
Town attorney,
this is a disaster,
yeah.
the whole section.
That's what I thought. That's why I asked you to look at it. It doesn't make sense to
I
me.
reworked it 4 or 5 times and then I decided that it needs a total rework.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
It starts off by talking about the town attorney, but we hire town law firms. We don't hire town attorneys.
That's right.
So that's specific to one person. I mean, the firm that we have now has 50 attorneys and they switch. There may be one person that we report to, so that doesn't work. A lot of times we have to hire firms that have specialties in other areas. It doesn't really.
And we've done that many times, contrary to what this says.
And it talks about it a little bit, but not a lot of it. It doesn't talk about conflicts of interest, what happens, how it works. I didn't even know where to begin with it.
Well, that's
why I think
you're the right person to start.
And I did. I did it a couple occasions. I'm like, something, I'm reinventing the wheel. And then I actually went on ChatGPT to
What
try to
is-
find some stuff.
Yeah.
And nothing really applied properly with this section that I could find. So I'm going to ask the attorneys if they have another section that they use with other towns, and they have
That's a good
to.
idea.
And just start with that, and then I'll
Start all
mark it
over.
up. Yep.
Yeah, start all over.
But this is unusable.
I agree. No, that's
I
why
don't know what
I
else to
sent you
say.
the email. I said, that I don't even know where to start. So could you, what do you, so you want to put that on the lawyer's list too?
It's dumb to give us
Okay.
others. There has to be. They can't use this.
Well, I
everywhere.
was just gonna say, I've spent
Yeah, I
more
mean,
time on
I can look
Westport
at other
because of the.
alternatives too and see if
Yeah,
it's obvious.
if you
Well,
have
the
one, send it
Westport
over.
one is pretty well done. I mean, I'll have to say,
Send it to me and I'll take a look at it and work off of it.
well, that was the
Okay.
other one I gave you. They seem to at least thought some of this stuff through pretty well.
So sorry, but I tried.
But I asked about that when I spoke to the women in Hartford on the Darien, and it's all over the place. So I don't know if that's where to go.
All right, so
All right,
finally,
so
we're on to
we're
miscellaneous.
on, that went
like
fast,
really-
that part. Time to review and schedule. Look at you. All right. So do we want to do?
So the
library?
miscellaneous is just a hodge as well
Yeah.
described by the title, a hodgepodge of things.
I think you're right. Language of charter, that could be moved to Article 1, I think. It's more of a definitional type thing, right?
Yeah, I don't, yeah, just,
Maybe at the beginning of Article 1. Right at the beginning, at the preamble. But it's fine here too. Like
Yeah.
I've seen it done both ways
okay.
where, so it doesn't offend me to leave it here.
All right, I didn't have any thoughts on the validity one.
I thought it was fine when I
Yeah,
looked
that
at
one seems okay. I gotta just change the.
it. Captions, we do have captions.
Oh, what's a cap, like, where is a caption?
Method of acquisition of park property, that's a caption.
That's a caption. Really?
Yeah. Those are
Okay.
captions.
Not,
There was-
well, no, because it says are for convenience only and are not
Yes.
to be construed.
Yes,
Oh, the title of it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the title.
Yeah.
Okay, the heading. I would
Yes.
call that a heading.
yes, they call it caption. I've seen that used. I don't like that language, but I've seen it used that way.
A heading, okay.
Sorry.
No, good, that's fine. I'm
Well,
glad-
should we say headings?
No.
No?
No.
I think
All right.
captions is
All right.
appropriate.
Glad you're here for that one. All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't have figured that. That's
Um,
interesting. Yeah.
this is standard, I think, the existing contract, so
Yeah,
nothing changed here, gets rid of any of
I
that.
agree with that.
Same with laws
Yeah,
and town funding.
Yeah.
So those are good. This 21.7, I can't make any sense of it, but it feels like it should be under town council.
town of New Canaan is authorized to done. Yeah, I would just put the town of New Canaan through the town council is authorized, right? Or the town council is authorized.
Move to town council.
Yeah. It's gotta be somewhere. It can't just say the town of New Canaan.
Well, I just don't even know,
I don't
do you know what
know.
this means?
I don't either. I'm just
Like, how
thinking
is
the
this-
same thing. If that,
How is this any different than just adopting an ordinance, like a normal function of a town council?
Maybe it's more time.
but why wouldn't that be under town council? Why is that? Is that applicable to everything? So it's just automatically under this article? Because it really is town council.
I do. I think it's the town council is authorized, not the town of New Canaan. Because the town of New Canaan isn't a body.
No, it isn't. I don't think that should have ever been there.
No,
but-
I think it's supposed to be the town council.
And
Why don't you
it-
put that to the attorneys with a question mark?
All right.
Uh, Maybe what this is saying is that you can do an amendment to an ordinance.
Is that what it means? I'm just sitting here thinking in my own.
I know, I've read it
mind.
about 100 times and
Authority is authorized to adopt and then codify amendments to those ordinances and bylaws by adoption of an ordinance under. So does that mean anyone else can create an ordinance besides the town council? I don't know if that's what it means.
I don't know. I have pretty good reading comprehension and I cannot make any sense. I was hoping the lawyer who
Yeah,
That makes sense to me.
speaks that language would. be able to-
Circular language, thank you.
All right, so the library section, I'm not ready to talk about that yet. This was just me like making some notes about what might be in. I
why?
think one thing that we,
I'm so confused about the library.
so the library board section in this miscellaneous, I think we can delete that because it's just obsolete, like this provision. Basically what it's saying is there's 1947 special act that the library directors can't be elected or appointed by the town.
But we did that,
Basically, it's saying that,
but we did appoint
yeah,
two
with a
people.
minimum
So
understanding.
that has to somewhere be,
Well, also, they're not directors, they're trustees.
but
Like,
it,
this
yeah,
whole
but it
thing-
does say trustees. It has the board of trustees, so it has to include, forgetting the first selectman as the ex officio, you have to state that the board, well, it wasn't the
Yeah,
board of
just-
selectmen. it
Just
was the
ignore
town council.
this part for now. This is
Yeah,
just
it
like
was
my
the
notes.
town council that appointed the two members as trustees. But that doesn't mean, board of trustees, is that different than trustees
I don't know.
or not? I mean,
So-
Yes.
I would think so. I would think board of trustees is
So
the,
before we go
let's
through that,
ask Christina.
so
She's got her hand
before
up.
we go through that detail, what my
Christine has a
purpose-
question. Go
Yeah,
ahead, Christine.
let her answer this.
The town council nominates, but the board of trustees approves the nomination. So it's not like we can pick who's going to go there. We can nominate somebody, but it's not without approval.
And then the
So,
board of trustees of the library either accepts or rejects the
Correct.
recommendation.
correct.
I think you're
and
right.
that's only specific to the existing memorandum.
And that
of
was only
understanding.
for
That's correct,
10,
which
not
could
meant-
change.
Not meant
but
to be
that was
permanent.
only for 10 years, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, so that doesn't mean it will continue. So should it be in here? I don't know.
Well, so before we go down that road, my thought is that this particular statement about library board is obsolete. I think we can get rid of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then what we talked about is, do we want in the charter to have some sort of recognition of the library as something? Because it's nowhere in the charter. And so this was just me making a few notes of like how we might start to draft it. Definitely not, I don't like it. It's not, it's not good. It's basically.
No,
like-
it's not bad. It just,
But
it just
what-
needs to be worked. It's
is-
fine.
So the question is, do we think it's worthwhile to put the library in the charter? And secondly, I did a lot of research, and whereas some towns that have municipal libraries, which means that they're run by the town, are in the charter, I could not find a single charter where this format of association library is in there. Sorry, Christina?
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify that if you're discussing whether or not it should be in the charter, there should be some reference to the charter. We do supply them with approximately 80% of their funding. So it's not a small amount. But on the other hand, the thought escaped me. I'm sorry.
Christina, should
I'll
we
come back to
include,
it.
when you say 80% of the funding, should we be specific about salaries, benefits, or
It
just,
includes everything. It includes everything.
No, we
All
can't
right.
because we're
All
under
right.
no obligation. We just do it because we do it.
well, we've
Yeah.
always done it. We've always wanted to do it, and we've always been very generous, but I don't know if that needs to be codified.
Yeah, I think
I
people would
just,
not be happy if we codify.
you don't think?
Yeah.
Well, except it's
I'm
it's
like,
well-meaning. It's
I'm
not
almost
like,
like, the first paragraph's great, purpose and organization,
yeah.
and maybe that's it.
Yeah, right?
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Well, who are the board of trustees if it's
The
not the board?
library-
The board is the board of trustees,
No,
no?
the library has a board of trustees. That's what it's called with the library.
Okay.
And they make decisions on who's going to be on the board of directors. Correct,
Okay.
Christina?
No, there's only.
Yes, but I remember what I wanted to say. Just like Judy, when you would sub in for Dick Bond because he
Yes.
wouldn't attend the meetings, he would nominate you to be his replacement. Well,
Yes.
in some cases, our first selectman has not done that and has not been present at any of the library meetings and has not followed. And we have been caught by surprise when they have had major projects, which then they come forward to the town and ask for millions of dollars. And I think it doesn't serve the town well if we have a seat that's not filled, which was the reason why the town council opted to put two people onto the to the board as nominees. And the library then clarified that we couldn't just nominate them and have them there. They would have to approve them. We agreed to it, and they are contributing members financially, just like any other trustee is on the library. There are no exceptions. So what I would suggest is if you're going to remove the two trustees from the charter, I think that that is a step too far unless it's clarified as to what the representation from the town will be.
Yeah, and just to be clear, we're not removing.
We
the two
haven't
tr-
added them. They're
the
not
two
in here.
Trustees are not.
They're not
both
in here at all.
There's no mention of anything.
But so let's just go back to, so I think like if you're gonna have a section, you have New Canaan Library, purpose and organization's good. And then I think you have to put nominations to the Board of Trustees, what we're gonna do each year, that we're gonna nominate 2 people to go to
I
the
mean,
Board
but
of
that's a
Trustees.
10-year thing. That would
No,
be a
it's 10
substantial
years.
change
And
because they
it's,
don't do that
You're right.
permanently.
Yeah.
You're right.
yeah,
I mean, we could propose that should be a permanent thing if we feel strongly about
but
that.
I don't know that they want it
Yeah,
to be a
it's up to them.
permanent thing.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we can put it in.
But really, if the first selectman doesn't attend the meetings, then one of those trustees is really being there as the ex officio member of the town.
But what happens in 10 years if the library thinks that's too intrusive? Or they don't, I mean, what happens then if we put this in? I'm not sure that's.
All I have to say is we fund them up to about 80%, which based on the last budget was $650 per household in New Canaan. So I pointed out it's not a free library. Everybody pays for it. And I think there has to be representation in some way.
But was that agreed to at the time when you took that vote? I don't recall that being in the vote. I was there. I just don't remember it being stated.
It was discussed. Yes, I stated it. It was.
That's 10 years.
No,
Oh,
it's a
the
contract.
10
Rick has a
years was in
contract.
the memorandum of
That's right.
agreement. And the memorandum of agreement had many changes that happened after the town council gave its final draft of what it wanted. It continued to evolve into other things, and it's not fully representative of what we had asked for.
How much do we give a year to the library?
In the budget.
Now you're putting me in a spot. I don't remember. I think we're up to, I think it was about 4.5 million.
Yeah, I just came
That
up with
was-
4.2 million based on what you said. That's a lot of money.
It
Yes,
is a lot of money.
but that is separate from the money that we gave them, the $10 million grant.
understand.
bill,
No, I know.
The money that we loaned them. Okay.
And
No, I got it.
the million that they're asking.
And I came up with
for.
4,225,000. I was like,
All right, so
Yeah,
it sounds
no,
like we're in
it's a
agreement.
lot.
We'll mention the library in some way.
I think we have to, yeah.
And then maybe
Yeah.
we just need to have a broader discussion about whether ex officio, I mean, it should be that the ex officio, or, Christina's talking about a specific example of one first selectman not going to the meetings and then everybody's surprised.
No,
But
but see, I think she thinks that those two, I'm not sure what she thinks, but I assume that she thinks that they are representing her and that they will let her know anything she needs to know. I don't know that, but maybe it should be in there if it's going to extend more than 10 years. If it's not, then it'll be.
But you could put so long as
Yeah.
invited by the library, the ex officio shall, you could always put.
Because that's,
Or, sorry.
No,
Or
go ahead,
you
please.
can state that someone from the Board of Selectmen must attend the meetings of the library.
well, that's a whole nother.
Yeah. Then you'd have to do it on every committee she's ex officio on, or whoever the selectman on.
Well,
We have to change
we
everyone.
used to be pretty good at that. I
By the
mean,
way, I know. but
For what
that's-
it's worth,
I'm
yeah.
Not getting them.
But I'm not requiring anybody
somebody else
else to
gotta do
do
that.
anything.
That's
It
not
has
my
to
thing.
be a voluntary.
Look, if you're the
Attendance.
selectman, you're ex officio on like.
On
10 different things.
everything. You could be at a meeting 3 times the same night. And you are. I mean, there are times where you
I mean, I
are.
guess the difference is that presumably the Board of Trustee meetings for the library are not public and are not recorded. So they. have
No,
to
they're
actually-
not
They have to
recorded.
actually go.
Yeah.
So it's a more of a
It's-
burden.
It's a little more of a burden, you're right.
All right, so
All right, we'll get there.
A, we need to we agree, at least amongst us, that the library should be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And just remember, I've looked at every charter in the area and nobody else did it. Have
Nobody's
it.
had a library in there.
Well,
They
then it-
do
but
if it's
then
in, like, Fairfield's
but then it's
municipal.
limited, but
Yeah.
it's limited.
And
Not
then,
not an associate, yeah.
yeah, and so what I did find is, I can't remember if it's Wilton or Ridgefield. They have, like, how we have that contract well, they have a contract, not in the charter as far as I know, but they have a contract that they signed with the library to basically, because you know how we just do this every year and it's like but theoretically, the town council could say, I'm not giving you any money this year.
They could.
Yeah, and then the library has to shut down, right? So there's this
Theoretically,
contract.
but maybe
Yeah,
not.
so there's this contract between the Wilton, I'm saying Wilton, it might not be Wilton Library and their government, like an actual contract that says, here's our responsibility, here's your responsibility in order to do this. So it sort of lays out, we'll fund approximately 70 to 80% as is customary, provided you do these things, blah, blah, blah. You continue to fundraise and you abide by all the library state statutes. So it just lays out that relationship without it. We haven't needed to do that, I guess, because,
Well,
we've
it
been
can
doing
change too. It's gone up a lot since the acquisition, this new building.
Yeah.
And so it's changed substantially. It was never that much before. They said it wouldn't be, but
So
it
should it,
has.
maybe it should just,
Yeah,
we shouldn't put it in the charter. Somebody should think, okay, maybe we should do a contract.
Well,
Is it really,
that's-
if we do put it in the charter, I don't think we are in a position to put any specific.
no.
We would just say the town should have a library.
That's the purpose section. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I like. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Okay.
That's exactly as far as I think we can go.
I just, somebody else has to weigh in whether or not they want to include the two trustees from the, nominated by.
Yeah,
and
that
approved
actually
by-
is in a
that-
lot of charters.
That should
That I'm
be.
okay with.
Most
I'm
towns,
okay as long as it's going on beyond 10
most
years.
towns appoint
Because then otherwise
multiple
it's-
people to their association library. Some, like Westport, I think it's
So,
all,
and I
they
think-
appoint all of
And
them.
I think the selectman appoints those people, right?
I'm assuming,
In
yeah.
the other towns?
Yeah.
Yeah. This was
Actually, it might
different.
be- it
This
might be
was
something.
different,
I
yeah.
don't know. We have to
Look it
figure it
up.
out, but I
Yeah.
do think you could have a section B that says whoever it is authorized to appoint two people for vote through the Board of Trustees of the library, something like that.
Yeah, and the problem with that is it might require the library, like if we put that in the charter, to change their bylaws, because their bylaws are,
They don't reflect that.
yeah.
No, I think they do.
No, but not beyond 10 years. This charter is beyond that
So
10
long
years.
as,
And also you have to, and I think they're complying with the bylaws right now, because whoever we appointed to that board, they're also
Yeah, but-
paying,
but
they're
we
they're
could put-
donating to the library.
we could put in the charter, so long as authorized by the library, the town shall
That would be a good,
present
yeah.
blah, 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 blah. So, that's how you get around that 10-year thing.
All right, I'll look up the appointment, so there are multiple charters that have, the only thing that they say about their library, they don't define the library, they don't talk about
I
it.
get
The
it.
only thing they say is that they appoint certain people.
But I do like that first preamble that you did with it.
Yeah, that's fine.
That would have supported.
All right. All right, and I think that was it for
Yeah,
today.
when's our next meeting?
We don't have one scheduled.
We have
Tuesday.
Tuesday,
Tuesday, the
Yeah.
group.
but we
meeting.
don't have.
I think we're done.
I think we're okay unless we.
I think we have to have one more,
Okay,
just to go over what
but in the draft,
what you're getting back from everybody. So why don't we do one more next Thursday or Wednesday?
No, I can't. Next week's tough for me.
Okay.
What about the following week? What if we just said the town shall appoint 2 members as trustees to the library board?
and actually, if we say appoint, you know how I want to delete this whole section about the board not appointing? Because I'm assuming it's obsolete, but we probably.
Yeah.
Like, somebody might say, no, you can't do it. There's this law in the book.
That's right.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Members of
1947.
trustees. This would have to, I think unfortunately, this might have to go back to Ellen to tell me whether or not this is doable.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I mean, do you think
I-
we should
I
run
didn't
this
think-
through the lawyers first, or we should go back to Ellen?
Yeah, I
What do
mean,
you
Yeah.
think?
Lawyers,
You think? All
I
right,
do.
all right.
yeah.
Because if you did that to the 2 members for a period of 10 years,
No, you don't have to put it for a period of 10 years. You could put, so long as authorized by the library. The town, the selectmen shall
All right.
appoint
Yeah,
you.
I don't like that unless, I feel like that'll cause battles down the road.
What?
Then somebody's gonna be like, I don't want that, like, if we have a different library director, I don't authorize these appointments. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Well, it would be
No,
the
I'm saying,
board,
authorized
by the
by
library board.
board. Because,
oh, by the board. Okay,
Yeah,
approve
yeah,
it.
that's
So they're
right.
gonna, you mean
Definitely,
the nominate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
person, Okay.
yeah, definitely.
because let's say after 10 years, they say, we don't want anybody anymore.
Yeah.
So,
Which,
Do we have a,
that presumably that is what will happen.
We had,
unless we put something in the charter.
or
Or
we have a
that's
meeting
for
Tuesday night.
another
Do we have a
building.
meeting the following Tuesday night?
Yeah, we
Yes.
have like 3 in a row.
Friday or Tuesday.
I thought we had a break, which week?
This is this week,
This is-
yesterday.
So it's 3 more
Yesterday was our break,
Tuesdays?
yes.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yesterday was our break. Shoot.
I know. All right,
Christina,
what
thank you
else?
for
Oh,
today,
thank you,
by the
Christina,
way.
for that.
you're
Yeah,
helpful.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, so back to this,
Thank
other than
you.
that he's coming
Yeah,
in.
I'm gonna move to adjourn the meeting.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, so move.
Second. all
Whatever,
in favor,
okay.
aye.
I,
All right, you wanna turn us off here?
I'm gonna end the recording. Why can I never find that button?